Hello everybody, today I finished the Redstone Mine Daily Trial Epic Challenge and this is a Dark Soul difficulty. Well, is it? Well, I'm going to explain to you things that will make it very easy. But before we jump into the gameplay and I'm going to explain things, I just want to show you the build. First of all, let's check out the modifiers. Let's collect 4 times as many souls. Melee mobs are replaced with mob spawner. These are cages that spawn many enemies. So keep this in mind. These are the cages that you're going to see. 50%, it's a lot. Players have the soul speed enchantment equip. So, what is my build? My build, actually I changed robe armor between the soul dancer robe, which is amazing because it has soul gather plus 50% and plus 50 artifact damage. I have poison barrier, final shell because there's nothing better there. Just ignore this one. Tumblebee, which is great. Fighter's Binding, Shockwave Radium, Swirling, also have Anima could be and Dynamo, 2 Mushroom, and here. Now I use Gong regularly, but when it comes to sync cages, or a group of enemies, sometimes I switch to use the Lightning Rod. Now the Lightning Rod has a more than 200k artifact damage. This is crazy. The cooldown is amazing. You get +1 soul gathering as well. And again, you see how it actually synergizes with this one and the modifiers of the level. So this is amazing. I'm going to show you how it actually works. Basically, in a nutshell, you can point your cursor to where you actually want to drop the lightning rod. It can be on an enemy or anywhere in location, and it's just going to fire it. So when it fires, it's just going to drop the damage, and if you do it on an enemy, it actually the damage will follow the enemy. So it doesn't matter if they move, it's really going to drop on them and going to deal damage. Alright, let's jump into gameplay. I'm going to explain to you more. Now, the reason really that I really wanted to finish this because so many people complain it is so hard, and when I jump in with other type of builds that I wanted to try out, I actually failed miserably. So actually that being hard put it as a great challenge, and I really wanted to finish it. So I've already have a build, I tried other builds, didn't work, so I'm get back to my main build with some modifications, and you're going to see how it works. First of all, let's pay attention to how many souls you're actually gathering while limiting enemies. And the good thing is that at these difficulties, you're going to see that enemies actually revive themselves. But for me, it's not actually a problem. I don't want them to explode. I want them to spawn again. Why I want them to spawn again? Because I get more souls, and I can easily fill it up and then use damage with the road. Now the only thing that I wanted is to be able to store even more, but even then it's not a problem. Here I'm just using kind of the my standard build with just using the Fighter's Binding, using the Shockwave, dealing damage to enemies, putting myself in a safe position, give myself time, and collecting those souls. Now the thing is that this cage that you see there will continue spawn more enemies unless you gonna, well, destroy it. So how are you going to destroy it? Because if you get closer, more enemies are coming. Well, you can just jump and use Gong and eliminate it with all the enemies. That you can do. But if you want to do it safely, there is a way. You just take out the road, you point it with the cursor, and just tap. And as you can see, where the cursor, you see the sword there, where the sword is actually located, the cursor, this is where the damage is going to land. And as you can see, I'm just using it, and it's plus 50 extra damage, which is crazy damage, and this is how I actually eliminate it. Now, of course, if you want just to jump right in, well, good luck. Just keep in mind that you can get really punished by that, and but it's possible. But again, I wanted to finish this one, doing it safe, without actually putting myself in a situation. Well, I actually died here, but you're gonna see actually how. Usually stupid mistakes. But overall, the thing is that you stay from the enemies, don't let them hit you, because when you get hit, you're gonna get hit really hard. You collect those souls, and then use those souls in order to do damage with the road where you actually want it. Sometimes I actually dealt damage to enemies with the road, sometimes, the cages, but again, it's very useful compared to just using the Gong, which requires you to be very close to the enemies, and sometimes that's not what you want, right? The whole idea is to stay away from the enemies so they won't be able to hit you. Now if you try out different builds, you might get punished. You're going to find it to be very hard, and this is why I decided to stick to my build and use this amazing robe they get you the extra damage to get control of the enemies, have really good crowd control. So this is the area which is lack spectrum of enemies. It's very easy. Actually, the more little enemies there are, the more I'm happy, because I can collect more souls, and I'm just ready to deal damage with the rod when needed. Now keep in mind, there are sometimes you're gonna have cages where there's a regeneration. What I recommend is just gain the speed and rush to them with a gong and eliminate them when the enemies, or just deal the damage, eliminate the cage, and go back if there are several enemies, and then try to deal damage to eliminate the remaining enemies. Here, this is a big mistake. Instead of going out and getting just the gong ready, well, I died. What a mistake, right? The idea is just to get back and then go again. I didn't have the bees then. If I had the bees, it wouldn't be a problem, of course, but I didn't. Yeah, a mistake. So you can see lots of cages there, and if you just get close, even you don't need to be very close. If you get a bit close to this one, it's just going to spawn enemies, lots of enemies. You don't want that to happen, unless, and this is the idea of this level, is that sometimes you do want to trigger this one to collect more souls if you don't have enough souls. So you can actually trigger it, eliminate enemies, charge the souls, and then deal damage with the lightning rod. So you understand, this actually where we have this cage is actually not a bad thing, because it allows us to trigger this, get more enemies, and again charge the lightning rod and deal damage again. So yeah, that's why it is, although it seems very hard, it's actually balanced quite well. Now this is the reason why I'm standing far. If I get a bit too close, I'm going to trigger these and I need to deal with the enemies. And the damage, by the way, that I'm dealing is for both cages. You can see just as a single target there in terms of the cages. So there's a kind of an area of damage, which is not big, but it allows you to deal damage to several cages that actually, even part of them resides inside this circle where the damage is going to be activated. Now here you can see again, you can see this says electrified, protection, and fire trail. So you can see lots of bad things going to come out of there, and what we need to do is just stay away. I think you could do this entire screen. It doesn't matter the distance, as though you can point at the direction where you, not direction, the location where you want it to the damage to hit, it will hit. So there's a big dude there, as you can see, and actually when I destroyed the cage, it just came out. What a big mistake! I didn't know it. Never mind, I should have. I need to do this anyway. But anyways, well, it won't be hard. I quickly change to the gong because I want to eliminate this more quickly. I pop up the potion, so I activated the potion barrier. Use the gong and mushroom to deal more damage, and I can eliminate them really quick. Most of the time with mobs, it's very easy. Unless, by the way, you can fall in different type of enchantments, which would be a bit harder, like gravity, electricity, electrified, which I have plenty here, by the way. I don't know if I'm showing everything here. I'm just showing clips, but I have plenty of troubles. So just make sure that you stay away when needed and don't fall into a trap where there's, for example, electrified gravity pulse, because you can die very, very quickly. Now that's the great thing I like about this, because I need to use different type of items, of gear, in order to accomplish this, to kind of be able to finish this. And this was nice, changing between different armor set and between different items, artifacts. This is nice, I really like that. Instead of just going with a single build and make it very easy. If I choose something else, I could easily die here. Which I did, of course, several times. Now this lightning rod can actually even serve as a good replacement for the gong, because it deals lots of damage, and especially if you keep enemies away from you with the shockwave, you have enough time to deal damage. And the thing is, you're going to deal damage to quite a lot of enemies at this radius where the damage is falling down, you see? So this is really, really good. I don't even need to be close to the enemies, and I still can deal tons of damage from far away, which is superb for my build. Look at this, some enemies have protection. It takes so much time to kill them. Even with the lightning bolt with the more than 200k damage, plus 50%, and it's still, I need to kind of release several of these hits in order to eliminate some of these enemies with protection. Just crazy. Here I'm actually also using the lightning rod. Here in this place there were 3 cages that I needed to eliminate. This is the last remaining one, and as I got close and I thought I'm far away, I just triggered the cage. And if I stay here, I will forever need to deal with the enemies, so I need to go back and try it out again. Make sure that I don't get too close, but it's still close enough to see the cage so I can actually hit it with the lightning rod. Again, just pointing the cursor and tapping, in my case, tapping 1 to deal the damage. As you can see here, even if I hit the enemies and they move, the lightning rod follows them, which is pretty cool. Again, staying away from the enemies. And this is the boss as the last one. Here I actually charged my dynamo a lot. I didn't want to fail here. I had 1 life left, actually 2 if you consider the 1, but 2. But I wanted to finish this one very, very quickly. So I quickly changed to a gear that allows you to quickly charge my dynamo. Gong, hit him, done. And I'm so happy, although I didn't get any drop. Quite a shame. Anyway, this is it. Even at the end, pay attention. Not many enemies here, but I don't know what you're gonna get. Again, you can get different type of enemies, different enchantments. So just keep an eye. Still is going to be whatever you're gonna get. You'll be able to do this with this particular build that I used, and it won't be that hard. But just again, make sure that you are not engaging where you shouldn't engage, or try to keep a distance between you and the enemies, and be just fine. Keep an eye for the cages, right? And if you see there are no souls left, make sure you trigger a cage, get it charged again, and then use the lightning rod in order to hit the cages. Now, I'm not saying there are not other ways to do it. I'm just saying this is the way I did it, and it was, for what I've seen, I tried it once and it was hard because I didn't use the right things. And when I came the second time with a plan, it turned out to be very easy. So yeah, so this is it. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you have anything, any recommendation to do it without my build, with a different build, let me know in the comment section below. And yes, if you have any question, again, let me know in the comment section below. More videos are coming, and we try out all the different daily trials because I find them challenging and fun. And that's it. I see you on the next video. Consider subscribing to my channel and giving a like. See you very, very soon on the next video. Bye bye everyone. Cheers.